What's up, everybody? You know how we get down over here on this channel. We talk about the new methods. We talk about the new scams. We talk about bank fraud. We talk about dark web. We talk about the dark world. We talk about everything that's going on. They got a lot of new people trying to get in where they fit in. Now, it's a lot of people that see a lot of people all day, every day on social media flashing hundreds of thousands of dollars. And they talk about this method, this load, this glitch, that glitch, this Bible, that Bible, this and that, and it has people under the impression that they can just come get this method and make this millions of dollars automatically. And a lot of people are under that impression. A lot of people have the wrong impression. A lot of people also have the wrong information about what's really going on in the cyber world. So it's a lot of new methods that's been going on due to the evolution and the evolution of the world and the evolution of the dark world. Now the evolution has caused it to be a whole new place. Now back in the day, the dark world, or the dark web as people call it, was a place where there were basic sites, there were some real sites, some fake sites. You got forums, you got a lot of different places that was on the dark web that you could just easily go to. And a lot of people who really wasn't into the world and but wanted to get into the world always had an idea of how they can. But basically, a lot of people always wanted them their own dark web site, but they never knew how to create dark web sites. And a lot of people that does know how to create dark web sites knows how to go through onion share and things like that to convert the URL to an onion address. So now that address or that file can now be on the dark web. But a lot of people just didn't know. A lot of people didn't know, like understand the dark world, the dark web. A lot of people think it's like this place that you like this domicile that enter, and then it's just a whole new world. Whereas basically the dark web is basically um, going through DuckDuckGo Tor browser to search these onion sites that you can't search on the ClearNet. That's basically what the dark web is. And if you have legitimate dark web sites or addresses, onion sites, then that's how someone would be able to access sites on the dark world or the dark web when you now be on the dark world, right? But due to the technology and due to the evolution, there are a lot of new things that's going on. There are a lot of new people, a lot of kids is now entering the dark world. Now, due to technology allows hackers and a lot of these methods to even be possible because a lot of people don't understand that technology is what's running the world. Without technology, we wouldn't have Wi-Fi, we wouldn't have stoplights, we wouldn't have electricity, we wouldn't have a lot everything that we have: cell phones, computers, laptops, these any type of gadget. We wouldn't have any of these things. And technology allows us to live lives. So we got camera phones, we got ring cameras. It's a lot of different things that's running off technology. And due to technology, they created ways for people to be able to send, receive, and store money. 13 years ago, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, PayPal, all these things didn't exist. You had to either go do Walmart to Walmart, MoneyGram, or Western Union to be able to send money or receive money from people out of town or out of state, which became a big hassle because the world was starting to evolve. Or you had to do some type of bank wire. So people see the world evolving and they came up with Cash App, Venmo, Zelles, PayPal, all these different third party fintech companies that allows people to be able to send, receive, and store money on this third party platform. Now, this physical, this money isn't a physical being. It's all a digital currency. Everything is digital, and they coded a software and program for people to be able to send, receive, and store money from across the world. Now, Cash App, them, all these different things, these applications only work in the USA, but then you have Bitcoin that works worldwide. So they've created a way where they can turn currency into a signal, into a code to be able to send through signals, databases, waves, towers, and everything to get to somebody else's phone or application to now have money or currency on their application Cash App balance and be able to send that to their bank through their digital wallet and then go to the bank and get physical currency. Now, a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people don't understand that everything that we utilize in today's world is coded. Any application is coded. Everything is coded, from softwares to everything. Someone has to code, which means they code this program, this application, this software into doing certain things, fixing certain bugs. For example, iPhones. iPhones always has a software update to fix bugs and certain things. That's what it's for, to keep things enhanced, because everything, every server, every database, everything. Listen, people got it gets real technical. A lot of people don't understand that when you get these gadgets from iPhones, laptops, computers, TVs, all these different transmitters. When you crack open that phone, that laptop, the computer, you have a board, a green board with different mods on it, different things on it, and these different things are have different programs and different codes on them, commanding this board to do certain things. A lot of people don't understand that websites are coded. So when somebody codes a website, when somebody codes an application, when somebody codes an app, when somebody codes a new YouTube, a new Instagram, all these things are coded, which means they go on this, and there's different program coders. You got Kelly Linux program software engineers or coders or program engineers. You got um, Python program engineers, programmers. You got so many different programs utilizing different programs that do different things. So apps are nothing but coded. So they go into this program, they type in a code to do this and do that and do this and do that. So when it's all said and done, they press enter, and is okay. So coded is basically like Chat GPT. You tell Chat GPT to do something, and it makes it for you. What software engineers are doing are basically doing the exact same thing, but they're the ones who are creating it. And a lot of people know about coding, and a lot of people know how coding look, but gotta think about it. Everything is coded by man. Man coded a Cash App, Venmo, all these different applications to send, receive, and store money on these platforms. So think about it. If there is a this everything is digital. Everything is a wave. Everything is a signal. So when somebody sends somebody $500 on their Cash App to another Cash App, and they're in Chicago, and this person is in California, and they get it instantly, how do you think that's happening? There's no physical cash being handled. It's all signal databases and waves and information. Think about that. So if somebody created this application, this app, to be able to send, receive, restore money, what do you think is going through these signals, these waves, these towers? What do you think is being sent to say that this $500 is being sent to go to this Cash App, to this application right here? Because you need somebody's Cash App tag. That's all you need, is somebody's Cash App tag. And that Cash App tag possesses a lot of information, which allows this this signal to be sent that says, "Hey, this is $500 to go on your balance from this account." So hackers, because this is where it starts from, hackers, because they are the people who are coding, they are the people who are compromising things and getting to different system databases and servers and different things to get different information. And they're saying, okay, what is actually being sent? What is being sent through these towers, through these databases, through these servers to say $500 is being sent? How can we clone that? How can we mimic that? How can we create our own server or signal or wave to say, send this amount to this Cash App, send this amount to this platform or that platform? Because it's possible. And that's what they did. They literally created and figured out how to generate signals, databases, and waves that will basically be currency to send to different platforms, going through Bitcoin mixers and things like that. So there is now when the first Cash App glitch. Now this is what people don't understand. People there's so many people that are so simple-minded and small-minded, know nothing about technology, know nothing about computers, never paid attention to school, really doesn't understand what's really going out here in life when it's right here in our faces, how technology is being, because at the end of the day, man created everything, AI, artificial technology, he created everything, all these things. And all day, every day, there are people that are working around the clock to enhance it. And 30 years ago was the first time artificial intelligence was even introduced. But as the world evolved, the artificial intelligence evolved. And these people work around the clock all day, every day. Every day there's something new. And they came to this point where they now have chat GPT sites where they can have this site can write anything and do anything or get any type of information for anybody who goes on there. Now, we all know about jailbreaks. Everybody, jailbreaks have been going on for a long time. And jailbreaks are basically softwares that have codes that have been cracked, meaning that now your phone can access different APKs and different applications that it normally wouldn't be able to access because it's blocked. But now it's not blocked and now you can. So by there being something called a jailbreak, you can jailbreak anything that has a system, database, or a server or a board or anything. Phones, computers, laptops, anything, TVs, anything. These scammers and hackers are first they jailbroken the chat GPT, so now they got fraud GPT sites out here that's creating websites for people. And you know people think about stuff all day, every day. They think about different scales, different ways to generate some money. So you got people that's utilizing these fraud GPT sites to mimic other sites that's on the dark web or the dark web. And every GPT site, fraud GPT site, is not a good site. Like people got to understand that too. Just because they have it's a chat GPT or fraud GPT site doesn't mean it's going to be able to get the same information as the next GPT site or do the same things. It's all about the person who is basically generating and creating this application, who knows about different servers and different networks and different mods and different boards and different codes and different things to input into this chat GPT to be able to do certain things. Now there are good fraud GPT sites out there that will create websites for you, that will create glitches, that will create logs, that will create malwares and ransomwares and different programs for hacking and compromising, and will get different information. Like there are fraud GPT sites out there that will literally get stolen information for you because at the end of the day, this information is all stored in different databases, servers, and networks. When people go store their card information in different businesses for auto pay, this information is in that database. Everything is work. Databases are one thing. Everything is in this world. So as long as it's in that world, it can be compromised. It can be gotten. And by this world being attached to this GPT site, if it's a good one, someone could possibly type in get me certain DCC CVV information, certain information that they normally will have to go on different sites to buy. They can now get it for free, and those sites are normally not free. You got to pay to get in there because they're not just going to be. And a lot of people are cheap. A lot of people don't like paying. A lot of people like to find and get want everything for free. So most of the time, people don't even get to those even sites because they're cheap and they don't believe in anything and they think everything is fake. But there's a site on the dark world or the dark web that is basically created and glitches loads for people for different apps, Cash Apps, Venmos, PayPal's, Apple Pays, you name it. Um, and a lot of people are starting to utilize this site. Now, like I tell you guys before and all the time, dark web sites are not www.long blah blah blah.com. They're encrypted. They look like Bitcoin addresses with .in at the end. And this site, dark network dot. I mean, not dark now. I'm tripping, y'all. Network demon dot dark AI. All right, so this site is called network demon dot dark AI. There's so many sites I didn't look up, but yeah, networkdemon.dark AI, and on this site, it will literally, if it will do glitches and loads for people. It will create loads and different mods and different methods for people. It will do a lot of different things that has to do with servers, databases, and networks, creating different signals for different amounts of currency to be able to send to different applications. Like I said, Cash Apps, Venmo, Zales, Bitcoin, Apple Pay, etc., etc. So there are a lot of different places on the dark web that are starting to pop up. There are a lot of different people that are. You got to think about it. Every day there's a new 18-year-old. Every day there's somebody that's been on the gaming system, been interested in the dark web. You got to think about it. 6 years ago, it was probably a 12-year-old looking at a TJX6, looking at a King Hustle, looking at all these different quote unquote scam rappers or whatever, and now they're 18 and now they just been so intrigued with this world for so long and learning so many different things that now they're 18, now they can get a cash out, now they can go to the banks, now they can do these different things that they've been learning. It's easy to them. They know about the different technology, the different terms and things like that. And then you got somebody that hasn't never been in this world, never, ever seen anything, read anything, learned anything, and knows nothing about it and think they're gonna make $1 million tonight. People got to start being realistic and stop being delusional. But hey, I can't tell anybody what to do. This is just information, knowledge, and resources that's out here in this real crazy world that we all living in. And it's just all about being more safe, being more cautious, and being more aware of what's really going on out here. Because hey, these things are real, and these things are happening. As the world becomes easier for people to do things, they're also making it easier for scammers, fraudsters, and hackers to do whatever that they need to do or want to do when it comes to this type of information. So it's just all about being more safe, being more cautious, and being more aware out there in this real crazy world that we all living in. I can't tell anybody what to do. I can just give you the real and give you the real spiel. All right, so it's 100 billion different YouTube channels out there, but you decided to be here with me. So with that being said, I'll see you at the next lesson, the next live, the new video, the new methods, whatever. Just make sure you be there. Peace.